Hello, my name is Bach. I'm from an organization in Denmark that's called Social Entrepreneurs in Denmark. We're a national organization that helps promote social entrepreneurship and social enterprises. And we do this basically through three efforts, like we disseminate knowledge around it, collect news and knowledge from all over the world on social enterprises and social entrepreneurship, and disseminate them through our website, newsletter, and social channels. We host a lot of events, and we also participate in projects together with other partners from basically the Baltic Sea region and Scandinavian countries. So if you look at social enterprises in Denmark right now, I guess there is around 500, a little more than 500 social enterprises, and we would probably say that around 60% of those are so-called work integrational social enterprises, meaning working primarily with integrating excluded groups of different kinds into the work, either employing them or having them in different kinds of trainings. So I would say that we have been not so fortunate in terms of governmental support for the last 5 years. Before that, we had a couple of centers, national centers for social enterprise, and one of them was actually supported by the government, but it had to close due to the political situation back in 2015. But what happened before was that we actually had made a legal scheme that was introduced, a legal scheme for social enterprises that was introduced as of January 2015. And since then, enterprises have been able to register as a so-called registered social enterprise if they apply to 5 different terms or criteria, and the first criteria is that, of course, you have to have a social purpose. You have to be a business, which means you have to make money, not live from only donations, but actually have at least 10% of your money coming from selling products or services. Third, you have to be independent of the public sector. It means that here in Denmark, a municipality cannot start a social enterprise, or they can actually start a social enterprise, but they cannot own more than half of an enterprise or have more than half of the decision power in the board. So municipalities could actually initiate a social enterprise, just making sure that it would be an independent organization afterwards. As number 4, you need to have an including governance, which means that you have to include employees and also your cooperating partners with you in the running of the company. And finally, maybe the most important criteria is that you have to have a social distribution of profits or a reinvestment of profits. So if you live up to these 5 criteria, you can become a registered social enterprise, and you have to report to the Danish Business Authority once a year to make sure that you actually live up to or meet the different criteria. So that is one of our achievements, I would say, in the Danish context. Sadly, as I said, there's not been really any governmental interest in social enterprises for the last 5 years due to mainly a political change, like a social democrat government to a liberal government. So the interest of social enterprises in a political sense was kind of slaughtered in that respect, not purposely, but more as it became sort of a political issue. That being said, a lot of municipalities are still very active in promoting social enterprise and also support the registration scheme, meaning that we have seen a rise from maybe a couple of hundreds till more than 600 social or enterprises that have registered themselves. I would say, though, that we cannot be completely sure that all registered social enterprises have done so purposely to identify themselves as a social enterprise, but that is another story. So I think that what we would like in terms of international cooperation is to build more on maybe a common registration scheme in Europe. We work together with different other actors, for example, Euclid, where we also take part in the European Social Entrepreneurship Monitor project that works to collect like detailed data on social enterprises in the different countries on a national level. And as of now, there's 8 countries working in that prospect. So I think that other issues and challenges that social enterprises face could be addressed in that forum. When you have the specific data or detailed data about the field, it's much easier to actually go out and see where you can do something.